So this man went on live TV and admitted on camera that he paid government officials a bribe, and it says the government itself was behind the whole thing. But before you pick a side, I did my own research because a lot of people are rushing to conclusions on this one, and I don't want a situation whereby people will be tagging me in the comment section like, "Dammy, you are giving us a one-sided breakdown." So I want you to actually understand what happened from the beginning, and make sure you stay with me till the end because there's a twist in this story. Watch this first.
I borrowed this money to pay for this appointment. In fact, those I can tell you, they will also written to EFCC asking me to refund their money. So I'm not even here to pay the money back. I borrowed this money. They should let us face the fact and document. This scenario is very, very unfortunate. That the way some actors in the government are taking up this matter is unfortunate and is embarrassing. Honestly, imagine the government claiming that a one man called me a fanatic, man over the whole system. Now it's unfortunate.
So here's the question everyone is asking: how does a fake agency get that far? Because before this thing was exposed, this so-called fake agency had already gotten office space with official signature inside the Ministry of Health wing at the Federal Secretariat in Abuja. They opened accounts directly inside the Central Bank of Nigeria, a treasury single account, a sterling account, a domiciliary account, plus 33 other commercial bank accounts. They had actual civil servants seconded to work for them, and most shocking of all, they got 1.3 billion allocated to them in the 2026 national budget. Just imagine a fake agency with a central bank account and a billion naira budget line. Think about that for a second, because it is like someone opening a fake shop inside your local market, somehow getting the market union to recognize them, getting a loan from the bank, and even collecting space on the government's own allocation list, all without anyone stopping to ask, "Oh, Mr. Man, wait, who exactly are you?" So that is the scale of what we are dealing with right now. And Adeyemi has been arrested in Osun State after skipping his court dates and is facing an 8-count charge of forgery, fraud, and impersonation. And that's not all. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has ordered the ICPC to investigate. The House of Representatives has also set up a committee to find out exactly how a fictitious agency got 1.3 billion into the national budget without anyone catching it. Now, because a lot of people are still confused or picking sides too fast, let's hear a full timeline breakdown of how this actually happened from someone who did the digging.
What's the matter all about? This PFIPC DG came out a few weeks ago. I think Femi Gbajabiamila, the President Chief of Staff, spoke against the agency, that he does not know anything about the agency. Then the PFIPC guy came out to say he paid 400 million naira to Femi Gbajabiamila so that they can establish that agency and make him the DG, right? Not just that, he went for that to say, okay, if the government, because the government said the agency is fake, he said, if this agency is fake, how did it find its way into the national budget? And that is where the whole Nigerians have been, right? Now, the whole thing was going on, and then I had an opportunity to talk to this guy. Then I asked him a question, right? Because me, I know they follow Nigerians and their sentimental bullshit. You know, Nigerians are very, very sentimental, and because of the APC regime, they believe that anything you say about a person, so long the person is associated with the APC, that means the person is guilty. But then again, you people don't know that by doing that, you are actually enabling corruption. And if the person where you want accused not really they guilty, the person where actually they guilty go run, he go hide, because we don't already get to our own suspect. So the real suspect go hide. That is why we don't belong to that school of thought where we belong to. Anyways, I asked the guy a question direct. I said, bro, have you ever seen Femi Gbajabiamila? He said no, he has never met him. This is somebody that you have claimed that you gave 400 million naira to, right? Then again, I went on to say, okay, since you have never met him, have you ever spoken with Femi Gbajabiamila on the phone? He said yes. I said, did you speak with him on a video call? He said no. I said, so there's a high chance that it was not Femi Gbaja that you were speaking to. He said yes, that he cannot rule that out. Now, this guy can be saying the truth. Femi Gbaja that is saying he does not know this guy can be saying the truth. The both of them can be innocent, especially in a case like this. The both of them can be innocent. Do you know why I believe that Gbaja in this matter can be innocent? Two things. We will deal with fact. First things first, this guy said I've never met Gbaja before. And he's not sure he was speaking with Gbaja on the phone, right? The only thing now where they made me say, no be Gbaja this guy talked to, is because Gbaja had previously written a petition against these people. And he wrote the petition around November, December 2025, right? Why did they write that petition? Based on my own research, apparently, this agency, PFIPC, they wrote a message to the US Embassy that they wanted visas for some of their staff. The US Embassy now wrote a message to the presidency that some persons under your government want visa. Should we approve? Now, where the thing cast? This is where everything first bursts. This is the genesis of the busting. So when they reached out to them, they now said, we don't know this agency. Oh yeah, police investigate. Do you understand? That was when police started investigating him. Now, when police invited him, police detained him for 23 days. In that 20-something days that he was in the prison, that he was in the custody of the police, that was when his agency appeared in the national budget. Are you understanding? That was when they appeared in the national budget. Why this guy still in custody? Meaning that there's somebody moving his file. There's somebody moving the agency's file. This automatically now don't come up Baja first, because Baja now write the petition where make them arrest him, saying, I don't know this guy. So of all of this, Baja don't come out now, because now you write petition. Do you understand? That's why I say two truths can exist here. It's possible that somebody was collecting that money and saying it was Baja. But then again, who was the person that collected this money? The person don't buy. They say the person buy for fire. Now, this guy, I asked him some questions. How about the phones that you were using, the phone that you were using to communicate with this person so that you can get evidence from that phone? He said that he was on his way to Suleja, Abi to Kogi. Then he was attacked by gunmen. And they shot his car, he ran away, he forgot his phone, and they took his phone. Meaning, witness none, evidence none. But then again, this guy, how did this agency come about? Meaning, says something somewhere they go on. Now, if you want to know the answer to this question, you should not go to Baja. You should go straight to all the people that work in the budgeting office. That's where you should go to first. How did it? That's where you trace from. But then again, I heard they arrested 2 women. And these 2 women said some things. Those things that the 2 women said, me now, I called the guy, I said, bro, I heard so, alpha. The response he gave to me, I said, And that's why yesterday, they tell me on my future, say, man, he be like, say, Baja being innocent. But Baja being innocent, no, me say, this government, some people in the government hand no day. Because to me, this guy don't commit crime. But then again, there are some people that are high ranked in Tinubu's government that enabled this crime. Not just this crime. If they are able to enable this type of crime, when they set up a whole office, they put their budgets in the national budget and they are expecting a lot of funds. Meaning that these same people that helped this guy to do this thing, that they have done it for different people. Meaning that these people that help him put his agency in the national budget have been putting other budgets in the national budget, and they need to look for that. But you see what Nigerians are doing now, we make us not be able to find this corruption, and that's my problem. Sentiment. A lot of you don't believe, okay, Baja, they work for APC. Right? That's what you believe, Baja, they work for APC. So if they say na him. But then again, when you are putting Baja on the spot, you are saying it must be Baja, because a lot of people are praying that it must be Baja. I understand the sentiment. APC is bad news. You want it to be Baja by force. But by putting Baja by force, you are giving a room for escape for some of the suspects or some of the people that actually coordinately committed this crime. Do you understand? Now, I want to ask you a question again. Because this is a question I asked the guy on the phone. I said, listen to me. Say what? I said, do you know that Baja, chief of staff of the president, you can actually call him the president as well. That's like who you need to access to get to the president. Do you think that if Baja wants to do wrongs, and I'm asking the whole Nigeria now, do you think if Femi Baja won't do wrongs, now 400 million naira? Even if Baja is corrupt, well, I don't think so.
Now, put all that together, a man builds an entire fake agency, gets it recognized at the highest levels, and pulls in over $1 billion. Then the one person who could confirm exactly how the bribes moved dies shortly after a fire nobody can explain, and days later, the building where it happened is demolished before anyone could properly investigate it. Sincerely speaking, that is not just a first story anymore. That is a story about how far someone is willing to go to make sure the full truth never comes out. And that's exactly why I wanted you to hear both sides before drawing your own conclusion. Not because I'm choosing who is right, but because you deserve the complete picture before you decide. That is the full breakdown. If this helped you understand what is really going on, subscribe for more of this, and I'll see you in my next video.